Welcome to the stadium. Get ready for the ultimate showdown. Mew versus Mewtwo.
Hey everybody, I'm Tatsudoshi.
And I'm Corin Bourbon.
And today we will be reviewing Pokemon, the first movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back. Now, we're going to give you two perspectives on this. One is little Tatsudoshi and little Corin Bourbon going off to the movies to see Pokemon the first movie because hell yeah, we're kids and we love Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon cards and video games and
And then we will be giving you the perspective of old Tatsudoshi and old Corin Bourbon watching this again for God knows how manyth time on TV and seeing how it stacks up against old version of us and new version of us. So, I'm going to give my little story about Pokemon the first movie, you'll give yours, and then we'll go into our reviews of it as adults now. So, back when I was a kid, Pokemon had just come out, and I was a big Pokemon fan right from the get-go.
He still is.
That's true, I still am. But I was tremendously more into it than I am now. That said, I had all the Pokemon cards. I was one of those people with a couple first edition Charizards, and people would be like, "Oh my god, whatever." Get out of my way.
Bank.
I had all the games. I played them constantly. I watched the anime. I was a big follower of it. I was following Pokemon from day one. Like, it came out, and I was on board. Like, as soon as it came out, for whatever reason, I discovered it, and bam, I'm gone. Pokemaniac from the get-go. So when they announced that the first movie was going to be hitting theaters, I was ecstatic. I was so happy, so pleased with myself, and I talked my dad into going to it. First showing, first day. Now, if you know a little bit about me, I was homeschooled, so that means I saw before you did! So, yeah, I talked my dad into it by doing a good lord, huge stack of homework. And he said, alright, if you can get all this stuff done, all of it done, and, you know, set and all correct, by the time I get home, then, and only then, will we go to see it. So, of course, worked my ass off, got it all done, did more just to butter him up, and we actually went to see the movie before anybody else. And it was, for me, it was awesome. There was almost nobody in there. There was like maybe 30 people in there. And if you've ever been to a movie theater, 30 isn't a lot of people. So it was really cool. Got some of the best seats in the house, sat there, and it was amazing. As a kid, it was just like an incredible experience. You know, theater was pretty much to myself, and you know, it was great. I had a lot of fun. Free Pokemon cards. It was awesome. The movie was great. I loved it. It was. I eventually got it on VHS just because I loved the movie so much. Your turn.
Very cool, very good story. Mine's not as what's the right word? Elaborate as Mr. Doshi over here, but I was a Pokemon fan too, and I remember my little chubby ass running home as soon as I got off the bus from school, just be like, fucking Pokemon's gonna be on at 3, gotta get home by 3, and I'm like, yeah, I made it in time, and like, I wouldn't even say hi to him, I just bust through the door, boom, rushed to my mom's room, because she had the better TV and shit, I was there by myself. Alright, waterbed! Pokemon, gotta catch you, yeah! So, and then watch Pokemon, and be like, alright, this is catch tunes, and then go, Pikachu lightning attack and shit like that.
Pikachu lightning stuff!
And, it was just like, I don't know, it was like everybody else, it was like crack to me. I was just like, yeah, Pokemon! I got Pokemon cards around, oh yeah, let's collect Pokemon cards. And then when the movie premiered, I don't really remember that many details actually seeing it, but I did see it in theaters, and it was cool. And they had these Mew cards and stuff, like ancient.
The fucking Mew cards that you had no idea what they said on them.
Right. It's like some ancient language was cool. Maybe I had...
Didn't the first movie come with several cards? You got the Mew card and then you got another card.
Yeah.
It was like movie Mew and then you got movie Mewtwo or movie Pikachu or something along those lines.
Yeah, something like that. I believe we just got Pikachu and Mew. That's the only ones I remember.
I remember having I saw it a couple times in theater, so I got all 3 of those. I don't know if there was any more, but I didn't get any.
I don't know if actually Spazio with me, and I don't know if we actually saw it ourselves, like in the theater, or we saw it with our parents or whatnot. But I'm pretty sure. Well, anyway, I saw it, and we're like, yeah, it was just like this big old giant extravaganza. And everybody was just cheering and laughing.
It was a pretty big. It was like if you've ever been to an anime convention, you'll know sitting in a room full of people who are really enthusiastic about something just kind of makes it an experience. And that for kids, that's something. I mean, that's like really amazing to us. It's like it was mind-boggling.
Yeah, it's like, because when you're in a theater and everybody gets what you're trying to watch and stuff, and everybody's having that same sort of experience, it boosts up the experience. So we're all seeing, Pokemon thing going on by, NSYNC and shit.
Oh, yeah.
And they were popular at the time, or sort of. And everyone's like, yeah, it's Pokemon! Like, after just doing it. And, like, it just looked better, and I was like, you got to see, different Pokemon you didn't really see before in the beginning. And, it was just like, wow, it was a great experience, and then at the end, you're like, I got a little emotional, and they were like, but then, like, everything was okay, and I was just like, happy sunshine. And
it was for a child. It was an emotional roller coaster.
Right, it was an emotional thing. It was like,
for
man, Pokemon just got deep and real.
For parents, they were like,
right.
But to be fair, kids think about that to the parents, and then blah blah blah, and the cycle.
And then and then I don't what. Yeah, and then that part when like Ash is like on the floor, and then everybody else is like, oh no, what's Pikachu? Why is he moving? And then everybody, I heard people crying and stuff, and I was a little teary-eyed. I'm like, oh man, come on, it's okay, Pikachu. He's gonna be alright. At least I hope so. Please let it be alright. Alright, everything's alright. Yay! So, it was cool. It was a cool experience, and I was like, yeah, I'm glad it went. I was playing my Pokemon game afterwards. I'm like, yeah, Pokemon.
Alright, so fast forward.
I'm getting fatter. Oh shit!
I'm getting more opinionated. Now I care about tax rates.
What's happening to the world is getting all black and white. Oh.
Now I'm depressed.
Well,
so now we're adults.
Might as well switch on Pokemon.
Alright, so the reason we're doing this in particular is because I caught the Pokemon movie on TV. I saw it coming on early morning on a Sunday, and I decided before it started I was going to record it and go about my day as normal. So it kind of sat on the DVR for a while, and I asked Brian, I was like, let's all 3 of us just sit down and relive the experience. So literally just sat down, watched the movie again, refreshed our memories, gave ourselves a good, firm foundation for the movie. Holy crap, this movie's garbage! Oh man, it's the rose-colored glasses have come off, but wait, let's go back. As far as the animation and all that stuff is concerned, considering this is early Pokemon, this is pretty fucking good. I mean, if you remember early Pokemon animation, it was horrible. Jesse and James look nothing like they do now, or even 3 years ago, or even, a year after Pokemon was created. Jesse and James, and all the main characters, had a significant change a year into Pokemon being popular. And the movie really upped the game for it. They included some 3D animation, they included a lot of really great visual effects for cartoons at the time. For kids in our childhood, it was really a big awakening as far as serious violence in a cartoon meant for children. Now, Disney did this a couple times with Beauty and the Beast and everything, but this one was a little bit more gritty in that it was a little bit more gray, that it was, who's good, who's evil, you can't really trust everything. Where, let's say, Beauty and the Beast, for instance, Gaston's a cocksucker and the Beast is a good guy, and you know that verbatim. Pokemon kind of did it a little bit differently, where, Mewtwo's not necessarily bad, but he is a villain, and Giovanni's he's a businessman, he betrays Mewtwo and all that stuff. It was a very difficult concept for kids to kind of grasp, and you're kind of like sitting there as a child, it's like, you don't really understand. There's a lot of different concepts that they threw into this that, as a kid, you don't really understand, but as an adult, you're looking at it and it's like, wow, that's kind of interesting that they decided to do something like that versus just, making Giovanni the evil guy or making this, it's like, in the later movies, they just kind of do that, like, more specifically, in the later movies, they just end up using Team Rocket or some other team as the villains. And it's like, oh, look, this particular guy from Team Rocket is taking over this particular forest, and he's disrupting...
He's trying to capture this one Pokemon. We gotta stop him.
This one's a little bit different, and the other ones kind of follow a similar pattern of this is a definite evil and this is a definite good, where Pokemon the first movie didn't. So it's a kind of a refreshing thing to go back and watch this one when you've seen all the other ones, and it's like, there's not really any bad guy, or nobody's really, it's like there's either a definite bad guy or there's no one really being bad, it's just misguided. But this is really kind of fucked up in that Mewtwo was created by these scientists to be the ultimate Pokemon, and he's questioning his existence. That's fucking hard for kids to understand. An 8-year-old doesn't want to question their existence.
We don't do that until we're like fucking in our teens and shit, or even when we're adults. Now we're fucking kids, we don't think about that shit.
You think about candy.
Not candy and a fucking Pokemon.
Like, there was one comedian who made a joke. It was Ray Romano. He's like, all I'm thinking, it's like my daughter's sitting in the back. She's staring out the window, looking at the clouds, and I asked her, it's like, what do you think about? She's going, candy. And it's like, when was the last time you just sat there and talking about, candy? It's like, if I thought about candy now, it's like, candy, cavities, dentist, bills, damn it. So, it's kind of a different perspective on things, but as far as the direction the people went in the first Pokemon movie, it's a refreshing kind of thing. If you've watched the newer Pokemon movies and you haven't gone back in a while, I suggest going back and refreshing your memory on it. It's worth going back and seeing at least one more time.
Right, because like back in our day, it was a little bit. I mean, and fall for any kind of cartoon battles back in the days, it wasn't so safe as it is in today's and stuff. People took more risk when it went to animation and stuff. Like in all the other cartoons that you had back in the day, like Batman and Animaniacs and shit like that. That took a little twist, and turns. And
there was the occasional really weird thing that didn't quite fit. Ren and Stimpy was really good at this, and so was Rocko's Modern Life. Those were two really good ones that did the outside of the box. They had some safer episodes, but then they had some really abstract ones. And even into the later 90s, they had cartoons similar to that, Angry Beavers, Invader Zim, stuff like that.
Right. But, and this was for Pokemon. And Pokemon just had a basically straightforward thing. It's like, I'm a trainer, I have Pokemon, we have Pokemon battles, they do special little things like beams and rays and stuff like that. You win, everybody's happy, we all eat and shit and like that. But the movie took it like a little bit darker, just toned it down a little bit until it was actually more for older teens and stuff.
It was trying to age with the viewer base, which is something that things don't really try too often. Nickelodeon did try it once. And some people are already like, oh, I know what you're going for. All Grown Up, the Rugrats thing where they turned into teenagers. Yeah, it didn't quite work as well for you, Rugrats. Pokemon did it pretty good, though, in this particular
As
case.
you see in Pokemon, if you see movies now, it's nowhere as near as what the first Pokemon movie was. So, it took different, like I said, like questioning existence, actually having a shitload of messages in there about fighting, sort of like war, even racism, believe it or not. And it had it had and of course, but it still had like the fun kid things, like shitload of puns and
This movie and its puns are bad. I mean, as far as Pokemon is concerned, Pokemon has so many puns in it that it's, let's put it like this. One of the episodes, if I'm not mistaken, is Why or Why Not? Yeah, which if you know Pokemon, that's like, oh, wow.
And one of the one puns that stuck out. That
I actually paused the movie, got up, got a sticky note, and wrote this down. And I'm even gonna go up, get the sticky note. And I wrote this down. Alright, so at one point, here's my sticky note. I actually wrote it down. So, the trainers are trying to get to the island that Mewtwo created. And Misty talks to Ash and says, we don't have strong enough water Pokemon to get us across. This guy got on a Gyarados and fucking whoosh. This person on a Dugong. This guy on a Pidgeotto. He called it a Pidgeotto. It was a Pidgeot.
By the way, that's another thing with the movie.
We'll get to that. But, so Team Rocket, dressed as Vikings, don't know why, paddle up and they're like, yeah, we can get you over to the island, Hinga-Binga-Bergen. And Brock, in his infinite wisdom, says, I didn't know Vikings still exist. And Ash, without missing a beat, says they mostly live in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Thank you for breaking the fourth wall completely. You just punched it in the face. Vikings live in Minnesota, apparently.
Right.
So if you don't understand that joke, Google Vikings in Minnesota.
Right. Because, I mean, and this is the Pokemon world. There's no Minnesota in the Pokemon world. So basically it's one of the very few times I can't even really remember.
I can't remember any other ones.
Right. That, Pokemon just went, hey, fourth wall, bam! And they
Fuck you, fourth wall. But the puns were really bad.
Oh, wait, there's another one in there, too.
What?
With the breaking the fourth wall.
Which one?
The, who's that Pokemon?
Oh, yeah, okay, so that actually brings us to our next thing. They get so many things wrong. Sorry, English translators. I'm sure the Japanese people didn't get it wrong. The Americans fucked up big time.
Yeah.
All right. So the
errors.
first one is the trainer calling his Pidgeot a Pidgeotto. It's like, yeah, my Pidgeotto's strong enough to get me here. It's like, dude, that's totally not a Pidgeotto. Pidgeottos are like this big. Pidgeot's like fucking huge.
Airplane.
It's an airplane. The next time you see some fuck-ups are when they do the Who's That Pokemon thing halfway through the movie. Jesse and James and Meowth are in this cloning center, and they're looking at this giant screen as the stolen Pokemon are getting scanned. They look up at it, and the first one comes up on the screen, and it says... Jesse goes, who's that? No, they both go. Yes, like, who's that Pokemon? And then they both also go, Alakazam! There is not a single fucking Alakazam in this movie.
Well, wait, no. Wait. Yeah, no, there's one.
There's one, but it's a flashback to an episode.
Right.
So that doesn't even count, because it's a clip show from the episode.
Right.
So, technically, no Alakazams featured in this movie. It was a Scyther. How did you get that wrong? Doesn't even look like an Alakazam. The next one they get wrong was Meowth. Looking at the Pokemon dropping from the ceiling into the test tubes. And the first one he says is wrong. A Sandslash drops down into the tube, and it's the one closest to the screen, so it's like here. And he goes, Sandshrew? And it's a Sand fucking Slash. You can tell, damn it. They are guilty of it so bad in this movie. It's just...
I mean, we thought this one, I was watching it, I'm like, oh, this one, we caught it right away. But then, pretty soon it was like 2, 3, 4, and then it was like 5 fuck-ups. It was just like one after another. I'm like, damn, dude. It's like, did anybody...
They do this in the show every once in a while. Like, they'll often call Arcanines Growlithe and vice versa.
Right.
And it's just, it's the translators, which at this point was 4 kids, fucking up.
Right.
Now, Pokemon is handled by Nintendo pretty much by themselves. It's like the Pokemon Company. That's who handles it now. The Pokemon Company. So they don't fuck it up. But earlier in Pokemon, it was so hard to keep track of these rapidly, increasing number of Pokemon that it was just incredible. I mean, 4Kids couldn't fucking handle it. And the actors, the voice actors they had couldn't handle it either because it's like, you fucking expect me to memorize all these fucking things. You're just not, it's not happening, dude.
Right. It's like, I'm just reading the script. And I'm not
if you call it Alakazam here, then I'm calling it Alakazam, even if I think it's a fucking Scyther, so fuck you.
Right, it's not like, because they're voice actors. They don't, actually watch the show, and they're not fans. They're fucking, it's their job.
It's their job.
They read a script, and they act it out. That's it. They don't go, wait, I have a question here. Now, I believe, as you see on this, as I'm looking at the mouth flaps, that is a Scyther, not a... No, if I can look at, okay, yeah, it's an Alakazam, then that's what they do.
Next scene, go! But, as far as the central plot of it, it's pretty well written by Pokemon standards. I mean, this is probably one of the most well-written of the Pokemon movies. And that's not saying much, but in the history of Pokemon being as long as it is and being as huge a fan base as
and
it is,
it's now
pretty good.
13 movies now, just about.
The next one is coming out very soon, within the next 2 weeks.
It'll probably be out.
On the 12th? On the 12th, apparently.
Well, it'll probably be out by the time.
No, this is gonna go before that.
Well, whatever.
Whatever.
It'll be out probably soon or now by the time we post this thing, but
yeah.
But 13 movies, that's a lot of fucking movies.
I don't think I could. I don't think off the top of my head I could think of any other series that has that many movies and has gone on for this long with that many movies. I mean, it's like The Simpsons is really long, but they only got one movie. Digimon was really long, but they only got a few movies. But Pokemon, 13 movies and still going strong. But this one by far as I remember at least, it's one of the better ones. It had a lot of abstract thoughts in it. It's very thought-provoking for children. It's really interesting new concepts for kids. But
well, I mean, basically watching it now, it's like, it's still corny as Pokemon ever was, and there was a lot of preaching to it. But besides all that,
friendship is good.
Right, friendship is good, and fighting's bad, and blah blah blah, peace, war.
But if you really look at it, I mean, it's kind of fucked up. In some points, there's two particular points in the movie that are really fucked up. One is when Mewtwo says, and this is some Deus Ex Machina bullshit here, I'm using my psychic powers to suppress all of the Pokemon's special abilities so we can see who's the strongest. And then the clone Pokemon and the real Pokemon just beat the fuck out of each other. No special abilities, no flamethrowers, no thunderbolts, just fucking punch in the face, bitch slap, fucking biting, and it's fucking up.
Right.
That's not
that was another dark thing. When you saw the Pokemon, this is slow motion. You see, at one point like this, a Charizard bite another Charizard in the fucking neck. I'm like, all right, and this is real. That would kill someone. All right, that's not something you show. The flamethrower is like, okay, I can brush it, but if you bite someone in the neck, you're dead.
But the second thing, and this is what really got kids to cry in the movie theaters, is when Mew and Mewtwo decide to shoot giant, huge laser beams at each other. I don't know what move that was, but it was giant, huge laser beams.
Psychic.
And Ash is like, yeah, no. And then pff, he falls to the ground, turns to stone. And even Mewtwo at this point is like, holy fuck, did we just kill this kid? He has this look of shock on his face.
Right, he's like, idiot.
Holy shit.
I feel bad, man.
You made someone with no emotions feel bad. Congratulations. But he died. He was dead. And I mean, they didn't show him, blown apart or anything. He just turned to stone because you don't show someone explode in a cartoon for children with, a shower of
That was the way they could show him with no life without getting away with it.
Just getting away with it. So you see him on the ground, laying there, dead. He's dead. He's literally dead for a good long time. It's like 2 or 3 minutes of Ash being dead.
And Pikachu's just going out there and you're like, oh yeah, here we go down. And Pikachu's shocking him because that's usually how he wakes him up and shit. He's like, he's just sleeping, right? He's just sleeping. And it's like looking at if you realize your dog was dead or cat was dead, and you're poking him, like, hey, you're still alive, right? You're just sleeping, right? Come on, wake up. Come on,
it's
and it was that same, but it was reversed, and it's a freaking human rather than a pet.
It's your dog going up to you, nosing you, moving your hand, trying to get you to get up, but you're dead. That's some fucking grim shit.
And there was not like a dry seat in the theater when that thing happened.
Dry eye in the house.
Dry eye, yeah, dry seat.
I just pissed myself. I'm so sad.
Oh boy!
I even got stressy with that one. Dry seat in the house.
Oh no, Pikachu! I went.
Apparently, I wet myself. Oh well. But
dry face.
Dry eye.
Dry eye face. Whatever.
I'm 5 oh well.
5 oh well.
But let's face it, Pokemon the first movie will never be repeated.
Right, and then since then, you never had that sort of moment with a Pokemon movie.
You really didn't. I mean, sure, Pokemon died, but that's something else. And you saw them like become essence and shit like that. Ash fucking turns to stone. He doesn't turn into essence and drift away and become a part of Mother Gaia or shit like that. Motherfucker turns to stone. Alright? That's grim shit. Pokemon biting each other in the neck, ripping each other, just fucking claws and teeth and beating the fuck out of each other. Two very harsh scenes for children to look at. So, again, the first movie was probably the best, and it really did take the series to a new level of whoa for
and after that, Peter, of course, there were parents probably to say, yeah, it was good, but it was a little too violent, maybe.
So you notice they keep toning it down, and you'll never see Pokemon do that ever again. Since then, they haven't really done anything quite like that. I mean, they've done some again, sort of thought-provoking things, but nothing quite so thought-provoking as questioning your own existence, talking about racism. Seriously, I'm not kidding
Read between the fucking lines.
There's lines. Read between them.
Yeah, with the same fucking... Well, how do I know you're not evil? I mean, we were born differently.
Lines. Right there. Racism. We were born differently. I can't trust you.
You're across the tracks.
And then, of course, the kid telling me you can't be a Pokemon trainer. You're a Pokemon. Racist.
Who taught you what to go?
Who taught you what to go? But, more or less, it's one of the better Pokemon movies. It's worth, if you have been a Pokemon fan and you haven't seen it in a while, it's worth going back and taking a look at it again.
Yeah.
But as far as looking at as far as cartoon movie standards are concerned, it's no How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh. Right.
But it's worth seeing again. It's still kind of held itself up above the rest of the Pokemon movies. It's worth watching again. If you have kids, if you're one of those people who, grew up on Pokemon and you have kids now, show
it's that old now.
It's that old. It's worth, it's one of those things that you can show your kids and they'd probably enjoy it. Get them interested in Pokemon. And Pokemon will still be here for another 100 years, so who cares? So, there you go. It's actually worth going back and seeing. It's not one of those things that's ruined by nostalgia. It's not that nostalgic thing where it's like, you can look back on it and have good memories, but when you actually watch it, it's a piece of shit. Because nostalgia are those rose-colored glasses, and once those rose-colored glasses come off, things get a little bad.
Right.
But this one actually kind of held itself up above the rest. I mean, I can't really,
So
say
yeah, so basically, if you want to revisit it, we recommend revisiting it.
But if you've grown past Pokemon, you'd probably be like, I can't believe I like this shit. But more or less, pretty good, not bad. Worth revisiting again. Mm-hmm. So until next time, I'm Tatsudoshi.
And I'm Gordon Berman.
And we'll see you later, Pokemaniacs.
Woo!
Gotta get some more!
All right.